What's going on, folks? So we got a new song here by the band Oïkoumen, and the name of the song is Insidious. And they got a new album's coming out actually this Friday, November 4th. So this will give us a good indication on what this album's gonna hold, and yeah, and if we dig this, we do not have to wait long, just a couple days pretty much for the full album release. So let's jump on in here and give this a listen, shall we? Rangers, go. That was kind of an interesting one there, folks. You know, a couple things. First of all, I never thought I would hear the words particulate matter in a song ever before. Interesting, I get what they're saying, in the song, I guess about like cleanliness and then germs, and I'm not sure if this song kind of stemmed from the whole COVID situation, and I mean, there's germs and there's junk everywhere. You can quote me on that. There is junk everywhere, but you know, you got to be very careful when writing a song, addressing something like that, or like a serious topic, and in particular something like this, because it can really just come off as kind of cheesy. um, and that's kind of how this did, because they were getting real serious, really serious, like with the biocarbonate plastics, and I mean they're just dropping some serious words up in here, but it almost felt like you had like some big environmentalists, who gave like a speech, like a keynote speech, or a national news, some serious speech about all this stuff, and then like someone took this speech and kind of did like a remix version of it, like put it to music and kind of chopped it up and remixed it. That's kind of how this sounded, because it just was kind of a really really weird vibe. So it's hard for me to try to give like my thoughts on how that should be handled instead, because it's just one of those things, like I said, it's really really tough. You're trying to tackle like a serious issue, and something that you really want to speak about it, and through music, but something like that, it really really is difficult to, I think, get it across without it just being cheesy. But this went like the extra mile. I feel like even beyond just a little um, a little cheesy. It went to even further than that. Just because, again, like stuff like words like particulate matter and biocarbonate plastics, if I'm even using that right, but just all these different kinds of things in there, it just really kind of throws you off. It's just a little strange. So, lyrically, I would have just reworked the lyrics quite a bit. Quite a bit. Get rid of some of those real scientific kind of stuff, words and whatnot, and try to be more metaphoric. I think, yeah, I guess that would be my, first order of business. If I really wanted to write a song with this meaning and whatnot behind it, I really would maybe start with, this is your draft. Like, okay, this is all the stuff we want to address. Now, how do we take this and use words and settings and stuff that's more metaphoric and symbolic of what we're trying to say, so that we're not just, science dropping, word dropping here with all this stuff, and then it's everywhere. It's in my veins. It's Oh, and another thing is, I would not put like it's in my food, and then the very next line being it's on my face. It just doesn't correlate well, because then I just picture food all over people's faces. So I just, just more metaphoric. That would be my best guess. So lyrically, it was a kind of a peculiar song. The whole intro was sick. I like the build up, and then the guitar kind of coming in and all that stuff. Musically, I like the song musically. Certain spots, especially like in the verses and whatnot, it's relatively basic. Um, but the solo and stuff was neat. But yeah, musically, I don't really have a problem with it. It was pretty cool. I dug it musically, and I like her voice too. So I like her voice. I like the music. My biggest issues, without a doubt, was the lyrics were kind of peculiar, and the vocal melody just did not really. flow. It was incredibly choppy. And then again, speaking of the lyrics, there's spots where it would take several different notes drawn out to say like one word, like it'd be boom, 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 and that would be like one whole word, So it's like lyrics were even. I definitely feel like the lyrics or the music was written first, or the music and the lyrics were completely written separate, and then they just tried to fit the lyrics into the music. Like there was no synergy between the music and the vocal melody. It just didn't flow. Just did not flow at all. It just felt like words were being just manipulated, however, drawn out or smushed in or whatever, just to kind of fit it within the music. There's just no real nice vocal melody at all. It was just kind of choppy and just word dropping and all that. And then in the chorus, the toxicities, and then even having the gasps was a little peculiar as well. I definitely would have removed the gasps because that just again adds to the silliness. I mean, the cheesy nature. It just makes it sound silly. Like when you have gasps in there, it just makes it sound silly. Um, so yeah, that is really my take on it. Is just the lyrics, the gasps, and the vocal melody. It just made it all just come across as a little silly. But yeah, I like the music. I like the style. I like what they were trying to create here. It's just it just didn't all come together well. It just did not all flow well. And again, her voice was not utilized to like its full or like the way that it should be, because there were certain spots even where it just those little choppy weird parts, it just didn't really suit her voice that well either, so I would also focus on melodies that really let her showcase her operatic kind of voice. um, yeah, instead of just trying, I feel like they had these things and they just wanted to make them fit no matter what. And so it was just here, we're going to force all this stuff to fit together, even though it doesn't. We're just going to smush it in. And that's that. So I would have taken a step back. You take the music, that's good, but the vocal melody, figure out a new melody for the vocals so it flows better with the music, and then you can kind of work on some lyrics and again try to be more metaphoric to the meanings that you're trying to use, and then slide that and make that fit in with the melody, so everything flows really nice and well, and take the gasps out, without a doubt. So that's my thoughts on that. Very, very interesting song here. I am really curious to check out the album to kind of see what themes and what vibes are kind of going on with the album, because this is an odd song, an odd single here. So I'm quite intrigued, to be honest. Maybe for all the wrong reasons, I don't know, but I'm very intrigued to kind of see what the album is all about. So anyway, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this one here. And thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you all next time. Ranger.